Hey there guys, my name is Marcus, and in this video I'm going to guide you how you can easily use Airtable. This is a complete tutorial in which I'm going to teach you everything from views, from also the columns, fields, how you can work with workspaces, integrations, automations, everything. So the first thing you want to do is when you're going to be in Airtable, you want to go to the top right and click sign up for free. Here I'm going to add a working email, or you can simply sign up with the Google. Then press continue. I'm going to add a full name and password. Continue. Here, let's get you set up. Which team are you on? So you can add, like, let's say HR, marketing, finance. You choose that. Continue. Set up and running fast. Make your data more powerful by moving it to Airtable. If you want, you can easily connect it with. I'm going to press skip and then get started. So here, let's explore some projects. Our most popular projects for marketing, you can like choose a plan event or track a project. I'm going to click track a project, but this doesn't really matter, guys, because we are going to create completely, I'm going to teach you everything from the basics. Press continue. Here, you're going to have some projects that you like to track. So let's say these are as a tasks, as a list. So I can have like this, it's okay, continue. Then what you like to track. So let's say that these are the fields, right? That you can track notes, a status, a project docs, start date. Just example. Continue. And then you can have automations, but we are going to create the workflow much later. And then see your data in a way. In addition to grid, I also get to see my data as a Kanban, calendar, gallery. You choose that, and then press continue. So here we are, and here we are in our Airtable. Now, I'm going back. So let's click go home, leave this right now. And I'm going to show you what you can actually find here. So in the moment when you're gonna enter Airtable, on the top, you would find bases, where you would find a basis like that we can create, templates, marketplace, and universe. Templates are a really great thing that if you want to have some inspiration, so let's say for CRM, for non-profit, for marketing, local business, you're gonna find it right here. Marketplace is where you're gonna find extension applications that you can use in Airtable. I'm going to teach you how you can use like time tracking here for marketplace. Airtable universe, you can share the passion. So people are writing here, sharing stuff. So this is what is the marketplace for. Now, when you got it, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the workspaces. So workspace, it's imagine like your company. So let's say that I'm going to use a pane for this. You have got workspace, right? When you have the workspace, under that, you're going to have bases. So let's say my workspace that I'm going to rename is going to be Sunvi Company. Then I'm going to have this is a workspace, and under workspaces, these are the arrows, you're gonna have bases. Bases and bases and bases. So what is the base? Base can be account, like let's say YouTube channel. So one of the base that we're gonna have is my YouTube channel. The second one can be accountancy. The second one can be the goals for the future of the company. Like let's say quarter 1, 2, 3, 4, what I want to accomplish with the company. Then the base, another base can be ideas for business, various business ideas that I have. So this would be the basis, because the YouTube channel that I would have here is completely different comparing to the accounting, and you don't want to have them in one base together. So same thing when you have the workspace, and I'm going to click like workspace here, and you would name it personal life, right? You can simply click base here, and let's say I'm going to rename it my school. Then you would have another base which would be called, I don't know, goals in life, then hobby or fitness, recipes, kitchen. So you get the point how it works and how you can work with the bases and workplaces. Now, when you have it and when you already got this, we can start creating a base. If you don't understand it, let me down below in the comments and I can explain it much better. Click add a base here. And automatically what happened? The base was created. So I can go to top right and getting started, I can cancel it. And I can rename the base. So I'm going to, on the top left, I'm going to write here YouTube channel. And here I'm going to choose this one. And I'm going to have it, yeah, this color is fine. So when I have it, this is the YouTube channel. So what I can have here, I'm going to have tables. This is another thing. So under YouTube channel, I'm going to have a table. So table 1 is going to get called to do. This is my task list that I'm going to have what I want to do. Then I can simply click add here and I can create empty table, and this table is not going to get called to do, it's going to be ideas that I want to have. So to do ideas for this YouTube channel, it's going to be enough. Now, when we have it, what we can find here? We can find the automations on the top and interfaces. I will get to it. Then here you can find simply tables. On the right side, you would find extensions, manage fields, insights. And right under your first table, you're going to find views here. And I'm going to show you in a minute how we can use views. But right before it, we are going to add a task. And I'm going to show you when I'm going to add a task, how you can use these things here above tasks. So task name is going to be, let's say, YouTube marketing video, right? What I can do, I can simply open the task and I can add a note to it. So all of these three things that we can see, notes, attachment, status, are literally the things that you can find here in your fields. So I'll open it, and you on the right side, you would find an activity. You can add a comment to this task. Now, when you have the name of the task, I'm going to add a subtask. To add a subtask, you're gonna have the notes here. Let's rename this field to subtask. Click here on this, I don't know how it's called, a button, customize field type, and enable rich text formatting. Then click save. Here I can simply open it, click here, and I can simply add a checklist. So this would be a YouTube title, YouTube description. And you all like this is fine. So right now we can see it's good. Now I can add attachments and change the status, like let's say a to-do. What you can do is also, when you go to top, you can hide the field. So let's say you want to hide attachments and attachments are gone. You can easily filter it by a name. You can group it. So when you're going to group it, group is perfect way. And I'm going to show you in a minute how you can use the group. Group it's going to change everything by status, right? So if I'm going to have a to do, in progress, and done, 3 tasks. So let's say I'm going to have a YouTube business, how to make money on YouTube. So I'm going to click here status, and I will change status to in progress and done. And I will click here on group by status. Look at this, what will happen. And this is perfect. So right now you see that you're gonna have the to do, in progress, done. And then you're gonna have the sorting here, that you can sort it by name, subtask, attachment, status, or even choose a color. So you have option to select a field, a condition. So based on color, like if I'm going to have a field priority, I can change it here. I'm going to show you how you can do it. And then you can choose the row height. Now when I change it to medium, we can find the subtasks. Then you have option also to share the view. So now when we have it, what I'm going to do next? The next thing that we're gonna learn is how we can add columns. So you can simply click add a field here, and what you can do, you can link to another record. That means that you can link it. Let's say that you would have an ideas or a contact, and you can link, then like create a field and find a field, add one field. So right now I can simply link this. And if I have the existing record in ideas, I can simply find it. So when I click on ideas here, and I would add Marcus Tonelius, who is going to help me with the idea, I can simply click plus here and Marcus Tonelius, and voila. So this is how it works, and this is how you can simply have like the link to another record. Then you're gonna find a long text. That's something that we have that you can add, or like a write text. Attachment can be an asset. Then you're gonna find a checkbox, a single checkbox that can be checked or unchecked. So I can create a field here. I can have it like this, and then voila. Then I can have a multiple select. So I'm not going to have only a single select. Multiple select is that you can have to do in progress done in under one task. So I'm going to have another single select, which can be priority. And I can have option of high, medium, or I can have priority of low. So high is going to be red, medium is going to be like this, and low like this. Create a field. So here I'm going to choose a high, medium, low, priority. Now when I choose here the color, and I'm going to select the field, look what will happen on the left side. This is going to be really important when we're going to have the Gantt chart, or if we're going to have something else where we can like choose the coloring, because the coloring can be helpful in the future. So when you have that, we can go in on the right side, and I can click plus here, and you can add collaborator who is to your records. Okay, I can click on it, and that's me. Right? So that's another thing that you can do. Now when I go further, I can simply add a date. So it can be a local, okay, finish date, let's say. I can add to, like, let's say finish date is going to be 25. Then of course, I can add another one, which is going to be again date, but this is going to be the start date. When I start working on it, I can create a field, and let's say it's today. So now what I can do even further is when you're going to click plus here, and you can add a phone number, email, URL, like let's say link to the website. Then you can simply add a number, and you can have format or precision, or you can add a currency. So let's say this can be a currency symbol. Wait a second. Like this. Okay, create a field, and I can have like expenses. So it can be like 500 euro, 1000 euro, 700 euro, and you're always gonna find the sum on the bottom. Now, when you would find the expenses, like on the bottom of the column, you would find the option to use like formulas. So you have average, medium, min, max, range, histogram, empty, field, unique, percent empty, percent field, percent unique, So that's something you can do. Now, when I go further, I can simply click plus here, and I can add the percentage, the duration of something, a rating, a formula. So you can simply write a formula right here. Then you have a rollup. A rollup allows you to summarize data from records. Then you can have like count, lookup, and then like you need a link field to create a lookup, create a link field before configuring. So you would have to have that, and then you can have the create time. So this is great. Like let's have the create time right here. And I'm going to have it under the start date. That's much better. Delete the start date. The create time is much better. And then created by, you're gonna have the last modified time. Then you have options to create by, last modified by, and auto number, barcode, and button. So these are the last thing that you can use, the count. So that you can use too. Now, if something wasn't really like better explained, let me down below in the comments. But these are the columns that you can use in Airtable. So when we have the columns, the next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna use the views and learn how we can manage the views. Views. Here you have an option to add a grid view, which we already have. Then you can have create a form. So you can make it collaborative or personal. And now here I have all the fields. But let's say we don't want to have in our form all the fields. So I'm going to rename them. So let's say this is going to be the YouTube idea. And someone is going to add a description for this form. And now I can simply, let's say, what do I need? I need collaborator, or like, let's say, attachment. Then I want to have a status, a priority, then expenses, and then also, let's say, hey, that's pretty much it, and a name, of course. So name of idea, attachments, priority, status, expenses. Now what I can do is simply make it required when you're in the form. You can have attachments here, and that's pretty much it. So if I have email, I can have an email there too. Now I can simply go scroll down below, and you're gonna find you can disable the Airtable brand link. You can redirect to URL after the form is submitted. So what I can do now, I can open the form. I can name of the idea, can be like, let's say, YouTube video. I can add a priority, which can be high, about yoga. Status can be in progress, expenses 500 euro. Let's say 300 euro. Submit. So voila, thank you for submitting the form. Now in the moment when I go to views and click grid view, I can see that we have it already here. So this is how you can use a form. This is great if you're working in HR, if you want someone's opinion on things. Form is great for it. The next view that we have in our list is a calendar view. Create new view. So you can sync the data to like with the Gmail, etc. I created video on this. If you want, guys, there is a link, like you can just write connect Airtable to Google Calendar and you will find my video. And here what we got, see calendar, and these are the dates. But I can see on the top that we are using only the finish date. So we're gonna have the using date field created and send the end date or finish date. Oh, I would need to create a new date field, I understand. Okay, you can't use the created with finish date. You need to use complete new one. I forgot about it. What I wanted to show you the most thing about calendar in Airtable is when you're gonna click on a color, you can select the field and choose the priority. This is why it's really perfect to, wait a second, I will just choose a finish date to have it here. So this is really perfect to have like the coloring for your priorities and statuses. So you can actually switch here and see it much better. So I can simply click plus here, and I can also add a name, field, finish date, right? For the task. So when I have it, you can also change the time scale. And that's pretty much it. Now when you go to views, I'm going to also choose the gallery view. And I can have the gallery, which can be the collaborative. And I can create new view. In gallery, you're going to have a list of all tasks. And you can easily add what do you want to have in your task. If customized cards. This is great if you're working for real estate and you want to have a knowledge of what is happening, how the listings are looking, etc. So that's something you can do. Now when we go further, I'm going to show another one, which is called Kanban. Kanban is a great thing too that you can use. I'm going to like move it. And now you gotta choose a grouping field. This is the field that you will know that the best one is like status or that you want to see. I'm going to also show you how you can change it. So status and done. You'll see right now that we have the uncategorized 0. Then we have the to do, and then we have the progress and done. So we have all, like this is pretty much how it works. Of course, you can simply click plus here and add a record. So you can start typing, adding a subtask, a collaborator, attachments, and literally editing the task. So that's something you can do. Then you're gonna have the in progress, how to make money on YouTube, and you can move it as much as you want. So this is how the Kanban works. Now when we go further, we can find another one which is called timeline. Create a new view. Yeah, I'm going to work with something here. Give me a second. I'm going to have the, not created, but so let's say this is going to be the start date, so I can show it to you. Timeline, start date is going to be field 11, end date, finish date, next, and we are going to have it by priority. In the moment that I'm going to change here, look what will happen. You can group it by just priority, or I can simply group it by priority and status. Right, so I'm going to have 2 group records, or I can have it by collaborators. So that's pretty much it, how you can do it. And I'm going to have it by just priority, next, and customize labels. So in your timeline, you can easily add, let's say, a name, a subtask. Let's say that's pretty much it. Attachments, a status. I can click done. Now when I go here, I can see right here that I have the YouTube marketing video, YouTube business video, and how to make money. Now I can simply use the coloring of a status, and the coloring looks really great, as you can see. You can add it to month, to week, and then a YouTube video about yoga is for a day only. So I can easily add a new task if I want. And when you're going to add it to your timeline, you can easily see that when you're going to enter a task, you can simply edit all the fields straight away. So that's something you can do, and that's what's really effective. So I can click on it and delete it. And that's how the timeline works. What I can do next is to simply switch here and add a Gantt. And I can create a new view. You can always edit names of it. So I can select a date field, which can be the field 11, let's say, start date, end date, finish date. Continue. Continue. You can use milestones if you want. Now, in a moment, I'm going to show you how you can create dependencies. So what I can do, I can simply click on it. I can expand the record. I can have it by exporting, change the range. I can change the grouping by, let's say, status, and then coloring by priority. So we can give some light to this. What I can do then is to simply go back to the grid view. And I want to show you how you can simply add dependencies. So when I'm going to have the Gantt here on left side, so let me give me a minute. So you need to actually link the records. So let's say I'm going to have a grid view linked to another record from to do. And let's say I'm going to have name, right? And I'm going to choose YouTube video about yoga. So these two are connected, and then you have like straight away the name. So if you're gonna copy it, it will copy the name from the to do. But let's say I want to copy not the name, but I want to copy the priority, right? From the to do, from the linked link. And now what I will do, I will simply click Gantt here, and bam, we got it connected. And so I can simply make it longer, make it shorter as much as you want. And when I'm going to like show you a new Gantt here, okay, okay. And now you have predecessors and successors. So predecessors, yeah, each record is linked to its predecessor. All predecessors must be finished before record can start. So I can have dependencies. Right? And when you have dependencies on, you can see this thing here that you can add it. So I can again come and add it here. So you need to enable it. Now again, I recommend choosing the color and choosing the grouped. So it's much prettier. And this is how you do it, right? So with the predecessor, first must be done this, then it can be done. First must be done this, then the later can be done. So you can add the settings here. And here are dependencies field. This is what I was looking for. I couldn't find it. So in the settings, I'm going to have dependency field, dependencies, and successors. So you can have successors or predecessors, right? So this is pretty much it, how it works and how we can work with the Gantt. Now another thing that I want to show is when you would click on extension, here you can simply add extension and find time tracking. You're going to find the time tracker here and many apps that you can use. So right here, I can add a time tracker. And now, which table you want to have to do? View, let's say it's going to be the grid view. Pick a field. Oh, we need to have duration field. So give me a second. So I'm going to add duration field right here. Like this, create a field. Now we can do it, duration, Start date, field 11, collaborator field, collaborator, and done. Now I can simply start tracking, and now you're going to choose which task you want to track in your table. So I'm going to choose like this one here, the YouTube marketing video, and look what will happen. It's going to automatically start tracking. You can always edit the settings here, and it's tracking me, right? So when I would come here, I can simply click here and stop tracking. And you see 000, but if I'm going to start tracking right here, and I can keep modify start time. So in the moment it's going to be 1 minute. We're gonna like be able to see that. You can also, next to the extension, you can manage fields. So you have an option to choose a name and field permissions and add the dependencies here. Or you can even add a new fields directly here. So that's something you can do too. And I'm going to show you straight away extension, how long it's doing. So in the next 10 seconds, I'm going to disable it. Now I will click on it and click stop tracking. And here I have 1 minute. So this is how you can track time also in Airtable. Now the next thing, and one of the last things I want to show you, is automations and how you can work with automations. So automation is really perfect, is that when a record matches condition, when a form is submitted, when a record is created, this is pretty straightforward. So let's say when a record is created, then select table to do. Then in to do, when a record is created, I'm going to update the record or create a record, or let's say update the record. And then you're going to choose a data, right? What do you want to update? Let's say a status. And then in progress. So you're going to choose like the data here, right? And you can generate a preview if it's going to work on this one. And it's going to change the progress. Okay, let's see. Or I'm going to have it done, right? So run a test. And you need to have like now it should be probably, we will see. And we got it. Look at this. Name, you did just have to add ID there. Name, subtask, and status change if we're gonna create to done from to do. Priority high. So this is just idea what you can do here. There is like alchemy behind this. So you can have when a record is updated. Change trigger. Then to do. What will happen then? We are going to send an email. So when a record is updated in grid view, status, then we're gonna send email to someone, subject message. So this is another one that you can use and that you can do. Then you can also, when record enters a view, or when the button is clicked, when the form is submitted. So let's say, again, to do, YouTube idea that we created. What I will do is I can simply update the record or find the record or send an email. Or you can have like integrations with the Gmail here. Send email, create even in Google Calendar, create response in Google Response. You can expand it to also the Google Sheets, right? So that's something you can do. And now when you got it all, and when you understand the automations, you can make them turn on as we mentioned before. Now I can go to interface, and in interface, this is where you can add. I'm going to show you just next. In interface, you can simply choose a layout. So let's say a dashboard, a record preview, a record summary, a form, a blank. So it's a really great way how you can understand the whole workflow on Airtable. So I'm going to choose the dashboard here. I'm going to click next, and then I'm going to choose a table, next. And these are the elements that I have. I can disable them, and I can name it a YouTube dashboard. I'm going to click finish. So here, when you have the elements, what you can do is you can add a chart, a gallery, a number, a record picker, filter. So even when you have the chart here, you can change it from the type, the pie, donut, scatter. You can have the data here, the field, the order by, direction, y-axis. So everything you can edit here. You can easily move it as much as you want, and that's completely up to you. So thank you very much, guys, for watching. If you can have any questions, ask me down in comments. I'll be really happy to help you and provide you some guidance and support. You know how it is. You know how it is. So yeah, thank you very much and have a great day and goodbye. This was a complete Airtable tutorial on how we can actually use the Airtable, and we learn it all.